Hi, it's Paisley Moore here with your Black Collective Daily, and I have author and musician here with me, Troy McClain, and we're talking about his first book, I Want It All. Can you tell us how this came about?
Simply speaking, it's just really to empower and inspire others to take full advantage of what God intended us to have in life. You know, to do away with mediocrity and to really take advantage of life and what it can offer if we start with believing.
So what happened or what idea inspired you to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to write a book on how to be, reach my optimal potential?
Well, throughout the early stages of my life, I had been through a lot, within school, going through the normal trial and errors of life, making poor decisions, and somewhere in the middle, things begin to change. What those things are in terms of my decision making, most importantly, my thought process, because I believe that if you can manage your mind, you can do anything. So I began to just reconstruct and reevaluate different things regarding to as it relates to my mind and different things that I had heard or I believe that I allowed to infect me, to reevaluate those decisions. And I started implementing them. I started listening to people that were making a tremendous impact on my life. Most times we always wait until we get to the place of high opulence or to where people know us here and abroad, before we start doing something to help others. So I figure, why not help people right now while I'm on the journey? Well, Dr. Miles Monroe, I was a huge supporter of him. And one thing he stood for and really expounded on a lot more than anything is the essence of time, how short it is. So most people, they suffer from a disease called procrastination. We are driven by what we'll do when we get to a certain point or to a certain place, and they prolong what God gave them to produce now. So the essence of time, time is the most valuable commodity that we can't replace. We can replace money, we can replace materialistic items, but once time is gone, it's irreplaceable. So I really wanted people to understand the value of time. I remember putting a post up on Facebook one day that said, time or life, it's a fleeting moment that we cannot get back. So if you waste the seconds, then you'll miss life. So it's not about so much how long you live, but what you did while you were here. So value every second of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on top of that, what's another lesson we can learn besides managing our time or making sure we don't waste it? What's another lesson you would say to help reach your optimal potential? I
would say to believe. The first thing most people discount or discredit themselves in with anything is the lack of belief. To believe that it's possible. The Bible says all things are possible to them that believe. So if God gave you something in your mind, it begins as an idea. And from an idea, it goes into a vision. From the vision, it ultimately becomes a reality. If you believe. It's the first hurdle that I encourage most people to get over is the believe aspect of it. If you don't believe, then it'll just be a thought. It'll just be an idea, and it never fully matures into that manifested place in which God intended it to be.
Okay. Now this is your first book. Hopefully yes. It won't be his last. What do we have in the future? What's in the future for Troy McClain?
Myself and my team, we are organizing a book tour. So we're going to travel to different states and different, regions and different high schools locally.
Thank you so much, Troy.
Thank you so much for having me.